I had that brewing feeling inside me of feeling more and more like a failure maybe in my social life, a failure as a father, my career right now not really getting along with where I was working, and feeling stuck, feeling like I'd hit a ceiling that I really couldn't get through. And I thought, well, I guess I felt the pressure to still maintain that facade that everything's okay, I'm solid for my kids, I'm happy, everything's going great. When I guess the truth of it is that really that I wasn't. When I was young, I was surrounded by cousins and aunties and uncles and family. Growing up in New Zealand, we moved to Australia. I had all my school friends. I had different sports teams that I was belonging to. Then I sort of moved into my marriage, which was really great. At first, I had my family, and I had I guess a lot of family friends, and a lot of things were centered around the family unit. And going through divorce, a lot of that framework and that community and the tribes that I belonged to just sort of fell away. At that point, I'd kind of lost my emotional mastery. So my ability to manage my emotions had lost. These are the warning signs, and I just stopped and I thought to myself, when was the last time I was happy? And I couldn't find anything in the last week. I couldn't find anything in the last month. I couldn't find anything in the last year. I had to go back 5-6 years to find a moment where I felt happy. That was when I started thinking, I've got to do something. I've got to turn around. My mind actually now had said, all right, I want to find a way out. And I started focusing on ways out. What can I do? What do I need to do right now? And the two things that just came up from inside me was, Scott, get into shape, like get your fitness back, start eating well. And then the other thing was, Scott, find a way to get your money right. Find a way, if you can get your money right, you're gonna have more time with your kids, you're gonna have a good sense of pride about that. I landed on property, and then I started going to anything free that you could do. Free books, free seminars, free this. And what that gave me was, it just gave me forward momentum. But I think the common thing was, I had a focal point that gave me forward momentum. It gave me a bit of a journey to go on. And I think what was important is, I felt for the first time in a number of years, I was back on a mission. And the big mindset change for me was, I'd gotten so low, I'd done the math that I couldn't get my way out in my job. I thought, I've got to do something different. I hadn't thought about investing in property and taking on debt before, but I was so low right now. I was prepared to do things different. I was prepared to take what I thought were risks that I was not prepared to take 5 or 10 years earlier. And it was that courage and that risk that ultimately got me to where I am today. If you're in a world of hell, if you're in a pit, if you're suffering, if you're hurting, I promise you that if you take these forward steps, you'll look back at that hole and that pit, that there'll be the times that you're the most proud of in your life. I am so grateful for those low times, because I learned things, and it gave me enough pain to drive me forward to achieve what I've achieved. I wouldn't have what I have today without that pain.